People of Reddit, share some stories of parties that you've been to.
Part 1.
I went to a party in college with a friend, and less than an hour later, guys were fighting in the front yard. I immediately rounded up my friend and loudly stated, anyone needing a ride back to campus, I'm leaving now. We left the party with my car filled with so many people, it was like a clown car. Including me, 14, in a Honda Accord. The cops were showing up, just as we left. Unfortunately, one of the drunk passengers projectile vomited in my car, so at midnight, we all piled out at a gas station to clean it. It was my parents' car I was borrowing for the weekend, so it needed to be cleaned, so they wouldn't find out about the party.
This happened at a house party I was at once. Host was a female and asked who they came with, and they just stared at her and left the room and went in the backyard. It was so creepy. It was 5 or 6 guys, and absolutely no one at the party knew them. She ended up calling the police because she was scared to tell them to leave. They did the same. Once they got to the backyard, just stood there, staring at people after taking beers out of the cooler. The police came, and my friend decided to just have the party end at that point, and everyone left. I don't remember how the interaction went between the police and the guys, but I do remember they left without issue. My friend was scared they would come back, so a few of us stayed over to keep her company. She had many more parties after that.
Was at a house party once. A group of guys try walking in and the girl throwing the party tells them no. 30 minutes later, they are in the backyard, climbing the fence. I noped out of there real quick.
Surprisingly, I've had the opposite experience. I got invited to a party full of mostly 20-somethings when I was 18. It was someone I barely knew, too. I was a cashier at the local dollar store, and she just randomly invited me to this get-together she was having. I had nothing better to do with my life, so why not show up to this random girls' house party? She had assumed that I was in my early 20s, but after learning I was fresh out of high school, her and a few of her other friends were wholesomely protective of me. It was a good group of people, definitely got a little wild. We took turns dancing on a stripper pole, painted on each other, drank and smoked, and half of the girls were topless, lol. But everyone was polite and respectful, and consent and boundaries were strictly enforced. Nothing violent or overly sexual or any of that jazz went down. It was just a bunch of fun and free-spirited young adults vibing and having a good time. And several people were checking in on me throughout the night and making sure that I felt safe and comfortable. Probably one of the coolest parties I've ever been to.